Windows rolled down, let him hit the word as I'm pulling into town. Pulling into town. Deacon making noise as he's pulling into town. I know you ain't afraid to preach. Got your windows rolled down, let him hear the word as you're pulling into town. Pulling into town. Better make some noise when you're pulling into town. Man, I'm just not ashamed. Got the keys to the gate. I lost my ID, that's why I'm seeking his face. There's no reservation when I'm pleading this case, so the decision is clear. There's no need for mistakes. I don't hide a thing. I'm a Christian rap artist taking over the family business to finish what he started. So let's get from the root to the boot. I'm the proof that a lie can convert to the truth. The shame, rep the shame, be the same. Go in, out, be on top. You got the power that will change the world. We gon' sing, we gon' shout, we gon' dance, we on top. We don't hide life we got. We have the power that will change the world. Come on. Yeah, now I'ma say what I'ma say. You could broadcast my faith, though, go put it on display. Place a newspaper ad with a full-page spread. Tell him Jesus is alive, he was just playing dead. And I keep his word right in my mouth, so when I spit lyrics, only his words will come out. A house on the hill that cannot be hid. He's so marvelous, I call them TV cribs. People wanna clown and they stare like they didn't ask Deacon to lift their mom up in prayer. People wanna holler out faith. When they come to public worship, they be hiding their face. People wanna bark out orders to other people's children, but don't raise their daughters. The other hand partner will allow free speak, so we speak with a shout that the world be weak. The shame, rep the shame, be the same. Go in, out, be on top. You got the power that will change the world. We gon' sing, we gon' shout, we gon' dance, we on top. We don't hide life we got. We got the power that will change the world. We gon' change the world.
Many people gotta change in our churches. They hear the word rap and assume it's full of curses. I spit verses for the lost and converted. Glued to the pews, reach a verdict before you even like heard it. Treat us like we're freaks in a circus. Give me some place so I can solve this. I'm thinking out of the box while you're living in the square. Either scared of what you hear or you're really unaware of the power that we're using. Minister to sinners through the industry of music. We may be called to stand alone in defiance, slinging our hands, swinging a rock full of science. Just like David in a world full of giants, defying the odds, building a beat mod alliance. Open up your mouth, shout it out loud. We're gonna change it from the inside out.
Rep the shame, be the same. Go in, out, be on top. You got the power that will change the world. We gon' sing, we gon' shout, we gon' dance, we on top. We don't hide life we got. We have the power that will change the world. We gon' change the world.
Good morning. It's a snow day today. It has snowed several inches and it's supposed to just keep on keeping on all day into the night. Only going to be a high of 33 today, so I don't know if anyone's interested in that, but I got a picture of it. I'll show you. Snow day, where are you? Where are you? There. There is my snow day image for you. That is my... This area does not belong to me, but this little area is my backyard patio. And these are my lights I string over it. And all my plants had to get harvested yesterday. This was my garden a couple weeks ago. You can kind of see I did these straw bales. And I was growing lots of squash and tomatoes. I had cucumbers, strawberries, peppers over here. I had cabbage and peas and broccoli. So it was a good year. My garden grew very nicely, but I knew it was going to snow, so I had to pull all the plants out yesterday. But don't worry, I made it look better than this. I cleared out all the, I spread around all the hay bales, straw bale stuff, because then it's going to help my grass grow next year because it's got fertilizer in it. It's composted. It's ready to just soak up into the ground. So with the snow today, that's actually good for it. Anyway, I'm going to go over some information today that is related to precious metals, and the reason I do this is because I'm trying to help you guys get metals into your hands, because it's important to learn this stuff before it's too late. And it's never going to be too late as long as we can still get our hands on gold and silver, but it might become harder to afford, or maybe totally unable to afford. And I'm going to explain that right after this raffle, which will go very quickly. I just want to draw it really fast. And I do raffles to get metals in your hands. This one, however, is a collectible raffle, not a silver raffle, but it's Montana quarters, and then these America the Beautiful quarters from the different mints, the West Point, San Francisco, and Philadelphia, and then a $2 bill. So let's draw that real quick, and then I'm going to get to some serious information. None of your Discord users or server was messed with? No. Were Discord people getting messed with? I haven't heard anything about that. I just know the YouTube channels have been going down, and I have something maybe a little to say about that too. Okay, so here's the spots. We've got Mel and Scott and Brenda and Pia and Doc Michael. You know where you are. Let's draw real quick and get on with some more information. Number 4, woo! Doc Michael, way to go on the win, buddy. So I want to speak on the channels that have disappeared into oblivion, and I'm only going to say a little bit about it. It seems to be basically people who are talking about the Q stuff. So I'm not going to delete anything, because I don't want to be worried that they might take down my excuse me, that they might take anything down from my channel. I think it's just mainly about what kind of content you're regularly pushing. Sorry. Oh, 3 months ago. Yeah, nothing's not fine. Channel's been really good. Discord's been great for me. In fact, I'll throw out an invite if you are interested, because it's been a wonderful community of people. So, anyway, I think most channels will probably be safe as long as they just kind of steer clear of pushing the QB movement and just kind of maybe covering news or that sort of thing. In this channel, as you know, we like to cover the truth about Jesus Christ, and sometimes we get into fun stuff like Flat Earth or Nephilim. But you also know that it's my business of gold and silver to help you guys understand why we should be buying it. And I'm bringing it up because this is not getting better. This is actually getting worse for a lot of people. And they have W-2 jobs that they're losing these jobs. They're not just losing jobs. That means they lose their health insurance or retirement. A lot goes with that. And so I think that the biggest concern now is not just inflation. Like what this says, are you working harder for more money to cover the basics? What that means is everything is becoming more and more expensive, but people are not getting raises that are equivalent to how much more expensive everything's getting, which is called inflation. We know that, but people don't think about it. They think, oh, everything will be fine in 5 years, or I'll just use credit card, or I'll just do this. But these higher costs and added financial pressures on families are causing fear and uncertainty and doubt on a large scale, especially now with the COVID and people losing their jobs. This, before that, this was still a problem. Now people are losing their jobs and losing their health insurance and their livelihoods. Interestingly enough, let's see, I wanted to pull up the statistics. In 2017, this is 2017 before the whole COVID thing, 44% of Americans said they could not cover a $400 emergency expense, and they had to rely on credit cards or selling something or borrowing the money if such an event arose. I'm getting people asking me, can they raffle stuff? I help them? They got to get rid of stuff, because I'll raffle silver, I'll host raffle for people, of course. Because if they need money, I'll help them. It's not going to get them as much maybe if they go to the coin shop, or happen as fast, or maybe it will get them more, but at least it helps somewhat. So I've got a lot of people that are selling their stuff right now and coming to me for help. What I'd really like them to do is get in on a video like this and understand how I really can help them. But unfortunately, this kind of video gets less numbers, less views. People don't take me seriously, but Anyway, what's happening with your money? Well, it's because actually I wanted to mention this. I think for $1,000 emergency expense, I think something like 80% of people didn't have an $1,000 emergency expense. So 44% didn't have $400, but I think something like 80% didn't even have $1,000. And I'm going to tell you guys, I not only have a job now that is not a W-2 that I can't get fired from or laid off from COVID, but I have over $3,000 in savings. Well, probably more like 5,000 if you consider my actual physical gold and silver holdings. I've never had more than $100 in savings in my life. Not only do I have a job that I can't lose, I have an amazing savings, and there's health insurance coverage should I need it from this company. I know a lot of you know this stuff, so I'm not trying to beat a dead horse or whatever, but if you don't know, the Federal Reserve was created in 1913 and is neither federal nor does it reserve any money at all, or currency rather, and that's when you see the dollar begin to lose its value, big time, drops significantly, and it bolsters up a little bit, and after the Depression it's good again because they want to prove the dollar is a good thing, but then FDR made it illegal to hold gold, bullion, or certificates to try to prove that the dollar was what you should trust, and people really did turn in their gold. They really did, sadly, trust the dollar, trust the government, and they took that gold and turned it in. So a lot of people buried it. So anyway, after that, the dollar drops again in 1994 as the dollar is continuing to drop, and it doesn't go back up ever again like this. As the dollar is continuing to drop in value, Bretton Woods establishes the USD as the world's reserve currency. That was when all the first world countries got together in Bretton Woods, and they decided to tether their ship to the sinking Titanic of the US dollar. I don't know why, but they did. They said, okay, we're going to base everything on the US dollar because it was still backed with gold. Even though gold became illegal for regular citizens to hold, the banks were allowed to hold it and they backed their dollar with it. But the dollar was still dropping. In 1971, Nixon closes the gold window, ends the Bretton Woods Agreement, and begins modern-day fiat currency. And what that means is that he stopped the gold standard because we were making so much money and printing so much money, as you can see by the loss in value of the dollar, that we were printing too much money. Well, these other countries were saying, you know what, I want my gold. And Nixon didn't have enough gold to send out with the amount of money he was printing and what they owed in dollars to these other countries. And so in pretending to say we can trust the dollar, I'm going to prove the value of the dollar, what he did is he ended the gold-backed system, trying to get us to believe that the dollar was fine and we could send out dollars to them and they didn't need the gold, even though they were requesting their physical gold, and that immediately began to drop the value of the dollar again, and all the way until this is a 100-year graph. In 2013, it was worth 5 cents of its original value. That is some serious inflation, and it will get worse. It's probably about 2 cents of its value now. And these people, these dreamers, and these people trying to say all this stuff is going on, that they're, the prophesiers or whatever that are saying, oh, we're going to see the dollar go down to 2/3 of its value. Well, it's already lost 98% of its value. And so why would you if you would have put a bunch of dollars away in 1974, like 200,000, sorry, I'll show you this. I don't even need to say, I'm going to show you guys. So the prices increases from 2000 to 2018 has gone up 43% for food at home, 59% if you're eating out, 99% for your heating utilities, 97% for your car insurance just in 18 years. This isn't normal, guys. You don't just accept inflation. I really want you to understand that you shouldn't just accept inflation. But water and sewer up 133%. College and tuition, which I don't even know you should be going to college, up 151%. Medical care up 97%. In 18 years, that's how much it's increased these costs. Do you think that your hourly wage increased 151% or 133%? No, of course it didn't. It didn't increase that much. So how is anybody even affording anything? Because they're getting credit cards and doing it that way. So this is why we talk about sound money. Well, me specifically right now, but the whole company. People like Doc and NPC and Grandpa Bear there and Brenda, ex Swagger girl, they understand because they're buying gold and silver too. So this is why this is sound money. Because if we had used gold and silver to protect our assets and our wealth, we would be more wealthy today and be able not only to afford these increased prices and everything, we'd be probably above and beyond this 151% increase. So let's just look at what you could buy today compared to 1965. A gallon of milk was $1, and compared to an ounce of silver being equal to $1. An ounce of silver today is worth more than $20, which would buy you 5 gallons of milk, not 20 some gallons of milk, right? So 1 ounce of silver, $1 bought you a gallon of milk. That's a 410% increase in buying power for silver. It's even more than that now because silver is worth $24 today. So 1 ounce of silver to 1 movie ticket was $1, because it's $1 equaled an ounce of silver in 1965. Today that would get you 1.8 movie tickets because it's around the $20. So anyway, the dollar spending power lost 95%. The increase in buying power for silver was 80%. So this is how your purchasing power is greater if you buy gold and silver and you say, well, I should have bought in back then. No, because it's always a good time to buy. The dollar is still dropping. It's not the dollar value of gold and silver that should matter to you. It's the fact that it has value because of its human effort to get it out of the ground, refine it, and make it what it is. And it has been money for 5,000 years or more. It has always been money. They create these dollars off of gold, then they get rid of the gold system and they create what's called fiat currency that's literally backed by nothing, and that's when inflation happens. And so while you can get more dollars from your gold and silver and buy more stuff, it doesn't matter if the price is going up because the value remains the same. You got to get price out of your head. In 1965, with 2,500 silver pieces, an ounce of silver, right, is a silver piece, would equal $2,500 in dollars. You get you a Ford Mustang in 1965. With 2,500 ounces today, it would buy you 2 Mustangs. 2 Ford Mustangs brand new. This says 2019, but same for now. $2,500 in paper money today would buy you maybe tires in the front seats. So you can see why it's important to hold gold and silver. If you had $10,000 and you put it into a house in 1965, let's see here. The value today being $85,000, 800 in silver. That would be in, wait, no, that's a house, sorry. They're doing gold on this one, I forgot. I used to do this with gold and silver. I made a whole video about it, so I forget that we just use gold. Okay, so your house that was $10,000 in 1965, today's value would be $85,800. So your house that was $10,000 now valued at $85,000. Sounds like a good deal, right? Well, if you had $10,000 in gold in 1965, what would it be in 2019? $421,781. So I'm not saying you should have bought the house instead of the gold, but if you could have done both, you'd have had a much bigger house today. You sold this thing and gotten a mansion. And I don't even think you'd wait that long. Why wait that long? I mean, this kind of applies throughout the years, that whatever you had in the house was going to be way more in the gold, and sell that off, make some money, and buy yourself a mansion. So anyway, after seeing those stats, does your financial future seem more challenging? But why aren't your financial professionals telling you this? Because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that you can get yourself out of these problems. They don't want you to know that you can own gold and silver and actually become wealthier because of owning it. They don't want you to know that you can get out of debt. They want you to be a slave. That is why you're not supposed to know. Your financial advisors won't tell you. They're never going to tell you this. Bankers aren't going to tell you because even they don't even know. This company and myself believe in you. If I didn't, you can ask anybody that's been signed up with me, Doc Michael or Pia or Brenda, which is ex-Swagger. Any of these people can tell you if I believe in them or not. I don't walk around telling them, you guys stink, and I don't think you're ever going to make it in this life. No, we come together, we work together, and we help each other. Cryptocurrencies, probably a bad idea because everybody wants to talk about the 10 days of darkness or a power grid going down or AMP, and you'll never be able to get to your crypto again. It's not physical. You can't hold it. You can't do anything with it. It's really important that you guys, if you want to do crypto in a portfolio diversity, that's fine. Buy some real estate, diversify your portfolio with crypto. But really, you've got to get physical gold and silver, or none of that is going to matter nearly as much. The real estate might, it's hard to say. Depends on what kind of fallout we're looking at. But we believe in you. We want to guide your journey. We want you to amass more wealth for your family. You deserve to know the truth. When a friend brought me this truth, it changed my life. May as well saved it. I've paid off, I've paid off almost $20,000 to the IRS, and I paid off a lot of other debt, and I've stopped accruing debt. And that is massively important because now I don't have to live in a tiny 500 square foot apartment learning how to live below my means and then staying there. I learned how to live below my means in a little 500 square foot apartment, and then I got into this business to learn how to actually accumulate wealth, and now I live in a house that's, 1,500 square feet, that I get to have a garden out front and a patio on the back, or a deck in the back. That 500 square foot apartment I needed for a while, but I would have stayed there if I would have just kept in the W-2 world. I would have never gotten out of that. I would have had to live below my means, which really was meager living, guys. It's not like we weren't eating, but it's meager. There's just no creature comforts at all. I had no creature comforts. Didn't even have a living room. Didn't go out. Couldn't get coffee. Couldn't go out to dinner. Couldn't take my kids out to breakfast. Didn't do anything. Now that's okay, right? Because we don't need that stuff. But it's kind of nice to be able to do that stuff if you want to. It's kind of nice to be able to afford things. So here's how you get out from under the thumb of the biggest Ponzi scheme in the whole wide existence of the world, which is the US dollar, is you join me in my business of gold and silver. It doesn't mean you have to sell anything. You just start buying it. That's all you start doing. I know the 4 founders that started this company. They're awesome guys that care. I know they care about me because they've cared about learning about me. They've sat with me at dinner and wanted to hear about me and wanted to hear about what I'm doing in my life. And so I know they care. I gotta remove this. It's probably getting in the way. Anyway, what they did is they went out on a mission to try to make sure that they could get gold and silver into people's hands. They had a passion for helping the average person because people think you have to be wealthy to get into gold and silver. You do not. You do not have to be a wealthy person to do this because you can buy 1 ounce of silver at a time, but you start making good habits of it. Maybe buy 1 ounce a week. Maybe start buying 5 ounces a week. If you can, put in like $300 to $500 a month in towards gold and silver. You can buy smaller bits of gold like grams and 2.5 grams and things like that so that you don't have to buy a whole ounce because yes, it is at $1,900 an ounce right now. But I do own some gold, but silver really is where it's at. And if gold goes up, so will silver. I'm telling you guys it's going to go up because the dollar will go to zero. All fiat currency throughout history has gone to zero. These guys had a passion for helping the average person. That's those of us with a W-2 job that are making a linear wage and we're not getting raises. So anyway, it's a great company. I love the guys. And they created this. I'll read what they said because this is a message from them. We created 7K because we genuinely want to improve the lives of people around the world. We have watched checking sound, I'm back. Yeah, my headphones turned off, sorry. We have watched way too many of our friends struggle as the economy fluctuates, employment issues arise, or unexpected changes come up in life. I can tell you guys this is true. These guys aren't just friends with wealthy people, and they weren't wealthy all their lives. These guys worked really hard to get where they got in life, and they weren't just into network marketing. They were into owning companies, trucking, oil, that kind of stuff. These are guys that come in with their my headphones turned off. You probably didn't lose the connection. It was me. But these are guys that come in, off the ranch with their boots on and they're not millionaire billionaires that are trying to look all fancy schmancy. They're just regular guys. They're good guys. I keep saying that. Anyway, using the power of gold and silver, we believe we can provide a way for people to create financial independence, preserve their wealth, and live an exceptional life. We started this company because we believe in you. I am a personal example of this being true. Like I said, I lived in a 500 square foot apartment, started living below my means, learned how to pay off debt, not accrue any more debt, but I'd still be living in that apartment if I stuck with the W-2 job I had at the time. Now I don't live in that little tiny apartment because I got gold and silver and I started increasing my wealth? And these are questions that everybody asks when it comes to gold and silver. And it might resonate with you. Where should I buy it? Who should I trust? What should I buy? How do I buy in small quantities? And how do I get more of it? The membership with this company solves these problems for the average person like you and me that these guys face too when they wanted to start buying precious metals. So, hey, Tobin, nice to see you. So this is how we do it. We have dealer direct pricing. Even in the times of COVID, our prices are still better than any other company. I've compared it. I wondered if they would be. I thought maybe they're not because the premiums did go up for everybody. But man, I looked at the Silver Eagles on APMEX and they were $7 more on 1 ounce of Silver Eagle than ours. So we're still beating everybody else's prices. I was shocked. And I looked up different prices of gold and compared them. We were like $100 less minimum on most gold pieces. I mean, so if you're going to buy gold, you want to save $100. If you're going to buy silver, you want to save $7 even. So we have dealer direct pricing. It's wholesale pricing just like Costco. That's why it's a membership. You pay annually. You get dealer direct pricing. You don't have to buy a minimum or a maximum. A lot of these companies, they finally get close to our prices, but you got to buy like 100 of them to get that price. Or maybe 500. I think it's only when you buy a monster box of 500 coins that you actually get from these other companies the price that we offer already. So it's a no-brainer with that. We also train. I mean, when I say train, we don't sit you down and make you learn. We don't be like, okay, it's time to have a class and get really bored. No, it's on your own time. The owners have put together training videos on what you should, called buyer certification, to tell you what you should buy. Talks about how the wealthy have always used has always used sound money for their gain. Look at Robert Kiyosaki. My brain is still waking up. I haven't finished my cup of coffee. Robert Kiyosaki talks about the rich dad, poor dad scenario, but he has been buying gold for a long time, and he also says that he's become wealthy just by buying gold. But that's not exactly true because he does talk about the rich dad, poor dad thing and being an entrepreneur. By the way, this job, if you choose to take this job on, you don't have to do a job with us. You can just buy the gold and silver. But should you get into the job itself, it's an entrepreneurial job where you can actually make more than your linear wage job. And you can keep your linear wage job and earn money on top of it. So, all right. Key factors. It teaches key factors to protect your personal finances in any economy, including what's going on right now. In fact, they're going to come out with some new videos that are going to be updated with training based on what's going on today. But if you really were worried and wanted to know, you could call one of the owners. I've done so, and they've talked me through some of this, and it's been amazing. They talk about the value of the MS-70, which is a graded collectible coin, and coin collecting, and why it is potentially more valuable than bullion. That is very true. In fact, there was a study by Raymond Lombra who studied real estate, stocks and bonds, gold bullion, and graded gold coins. And the graded gold coins had a return over 200% every time. Nothing beat collectibles when it came to a return over time. That was a 30-year study. If you don't believe me, look up Raymond Lombra. Do the products on 7K change very frequently? Lately, they do, because we're in this midst of just wanting to be able to have silver and gold. There is a shortage because the mints shut down. So yeah, it changes pretty frequently, which is kind of fun. I was just looking at one of the new deals they sent out. When did they send this one out? I think it was the October one, and it says new coins that are coming to watch out for, and they look pretty cool. They're going to go pretty fast too. So they do change kind of regularly, not too much. I'd say maybe once a month, sometimes every couple weeks, but the biggest deal is they maintain silver, is that we always have silver and gold for sale. We haven't run out. We're still delivering physically. You still get it in FedEx time in 2 days. So also the buyer certification talks about why governments and large institutions are the biggest buyers of gold and silver, and they're not telling us. We know that banks are doing this too. So 5 reasons to buy sound money. These are reasons that you would have or I would have: a hedge against poor government decisions and potential economic collapse. That's me right there. Wealth accumulation, that's actually me too. Wealth protection, yeah, I'm trying to protect everything else I have. Portfolio diversification, I have to admit, I don't really diversify. I pretty much just buy gold and silver, and I don't get into anything else. And I'm not telling you guys you need to be that way. This is why there's different types of buyers, because we're one or more of these things. Somebody might really want to be a diversifier of their portfolio and have crypto and have real estate. I'm not there yet. I can't buy real estate, can't afford it. And coin collecting. This is a fun one. It's not necessarily where I do everything, but I do some of it. I know when something's going to be worth a lot more than just the average price of gold and silver in the future because it's collectible. I mean, you got to forget it's even gold and silver. You got to think of it like a comic book or a baseball card. It doesn't matter that it's gold or silver. It matters that it's collectible. Aaron, is fractional silver a good and practical buy? Right now, fractional silver prices have gone up significantly. In fact, for a 1/20th ounce, I paid $6 a piece. That's a lot. Back when I was paying for dimes, I think I was paying $1 or something just for 1/10 ounces. So anyway, fractionals are a good idea to have. I have combi bars. I have 1/20th ounce. I have dimes. I have quarters. I have half dollars. I think fractionals are a great idea. You're just going to pay more premium on them right now because of what's going on. If you can find them. So I have them. That's why I do raffles of the fractionals oftentimes, because people need them. They want them. But yeah, you can get fractionals right now at a pretty high premium. But right now we have gold combi bars, but we don't have any. Nobody has silver combi bars. Everybody's out of those. I got one of the last ones before the COVID really hit. So the FOVID, as I like to call it. And this, we will talk about collectibles. So I just told you it's like a baseball card or it's like a comic book. If you would have started collecting this collectible Silver Eagle, which is the most collectible coin in the world, in 1986 and bought one a month, since 1986 to today, you would have over $1.2 million worth of coins, and you would have only spent about $40,000 to $50,000. This is true. I've done the math. My dad did the math actually for me, and then he showed it to me because he's so analytical, much more than I am. And this is very much true, that you would have spent way, 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 way less and gotten a lot of money on these because they're collectibles. The 1999 alone has sold as high as $24,000. 1996, $6,000. You can see this on the NPC website. Just go to not NPC. Oh my gosh, NGC. NPC. NGC website. You can actually look at the values of these MS70. I'm not talking MS69 or 68. You can go look at the values of the MS70 Silver Eagles since 1986. My take on copper is that if you're a scrapper and you know how to scrap metals, you'll get a decent deal on copper. Copper is down right now for the scrappers, and so it's not great for them right now, but hopefully it'll go up. I don't think it's worth my time to scrap metals and take copper in anywhere. Yeah, NPCs in the chat, so I guess I was thinking about you since we're going live later. But anyway, I'm not saying you got to buy one of these a month every year, but it just shows you the value of collectibles. Why was the 1999 so valuable? It's why the 2020 will be so valuable. And I bought several of them with different sorts of labels too, because even the labels make them worth more. Because it was this coin shortage, just like we have this year. There was a major coin shortage because of the fear of Y2K. And so we have this fear of FOVID, and we have a coin shortage this year. And this is the last year of this Silver Eagle design. This same one that's been the same one since 1986. So that's going to be a new design after this. So anything you buy MS70 this year as far as Silver Eagle is going to have super value. But also I got one from the Philadelphia Mint because they made emergency Silver Eagles. So those are going to be worth hundreds of dollars within just a year. I got one with the label of Donald Trump on it simply because it's got the Donald Trump label on it. So it's going to be worth a lot because it's a 2020. It's the last year of this design, and we're on a silver shortage, and it's got a label with Donald Trump on it. I went to a coin convention in Vegas, super fun. They were selling labels and boxes that didn't even have the coins in them anymore for thousands, hundreds and thousands, hundreds or thousands of dollars, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds or thousands of dollars. And you say, well, how is that even possible? Doesn't you have the silver in it? Because it's collectible. It's a collectible case, or it's a collectible label, something that might have been a mistake or something that just you don't see anymore. That's how they're valuable too, is these are perfect condition. That's what MS70 means. It's mint state 70. For whatever reason, Dr. Sheldon found apparently 70 points of error you could have. So from 69 down, depends on how much damage there is, down to 0 where you can't even recognize the coin. MS-70 is perfect, so they vacuum seal it, put an identification number on it, and it can't change its condition unless you break it open with a hammer, which is what you'd have to do. Now over time you might see toning. That's normal from natural light getting on it, which interestingly makes the coin even more collectible. So I could nerd out on that. I don't want to drive you guys too nuts, but what we do have for this company that helps you make regular good changes to your life, smart on a monthly basis, just making a good decision to buy silver, putting it on autopilot, is you can order one of these MS-70 coins, and they're not all silver eagles. You can order, there's lots of other kinds. Doesn't just have to be silver eagles. There's lots of lower population variety type of stuff you can get in on too. So this is how you make good behavior, change to have a good behavior that you're putting on autopilot to do every month. You're just creating better habits. And so this is one of the ways you can do it. You can add other things to auto ship like bullion, other coins, bars, and that kind of stuff. But that's kind of hard to promise right now because we have a silver shortage. So some of those things may not be available once your auto ship comes around. But you could say, okay, I'm doing the auto ship today. Maybe I'll go the day before and add some things to it that will likely still be there the next day when your auto ship comes out. So you could spend as much as you wanted on this auto ship program every month. But I think one of those should be a collectible because, like I just told you, they're worth a lot more down the future. So we do have a basic MS-70 Silver Eagle that you can do every month. This is great. It's popular. Right now they're doing the states labels. Man, people love those as far as inside the company. Outside the company, not yet because people don't know about it as much, but they will. And then, 50 state collection right now. And then we also have a variety one, which means it's going to be a lower population, less of them, and something just a little bit cooler than the Silver Eagle, if you ask me. Some people just love the Silver Eagle, but, they like these change-ups. We've had different ones over time. So many different ones. We've had Venom, obviously Darth Vader, the Stormtrooper. We had Black Panther, which is now just because Chadwick Boseman died. Black Panther is selling as MS-70 for over like $250, $300, and we bought them at $120, I think, $125. So anyway, then it's an option. And then another option is you can do gold, or it's a super rare silver coin. So you're going to spend more. Silver Eagle is going to be the least expensive. You're going to pay like $30 more for the variety, and then it's $2.99 a month for gold. But these are MS-70. You got to remember these are collectible, or they're extremely rare silver coins that you'll get. So it's not, you can't compare it to bullion. So I'll tell you what, we've got this travel program that's actually more than this now. They're going to have to change this up because they're doing more. It was just for renting cars and getting hotels, but now you can use it for flights. You can use it for food. It's going to be one of those programs where you're getting discounts on a lot of stuff just by being a part of the company. And you got to be on an auto ship to get these benefits. But I'm seeing a lot of people saving a lot of money. I've already used it for car rentals and hotel, and I saved plenty of money. I mean, I got up to like 50% off on some of this stuff. Hey, Michael John. But yeah, Dominic says, I don't think anything would be as valuable as food and shelter. Well, we're not there yet. So because we can use the dollar still in gold and silver, it would be a shame to wait until it's not worth anything when it's worth something right now. And we're, the world hasn't collapsed yet. We can still travel and have fun. In fact, me and Doc Michael are going to Idaho Falls in November for a little get together for 7K medals, which always is fun and always just gets me pumped up. So that really this really does work, the savings, and I'll probably use it just to go to get the hotel room even in Idaho Falls. It's not Idaho Falls. It's close to Idaho Falls. It's Blackfoot, Idaho. This is just a quote from one of the members, or two of them. They're married. I know them. They live here in Billings, Montana, where I live. She says, quote, "We love to travel and use the travel savings dollars anytime we leave town for whatever reason. From big trips to Cancun, Mexico, to small weekend getaways to see the grandkids, we have saved over $4,000 on rental car, hotels, and more in the last 2 years." I believe that because she travels a lot. So yes, it's not just in the U.S. that you save money. So if you're still listening, and you haven't gotten tired of me talking about gold and silver yet, which I appreciate. God bless you. I can tell you how we get paid. So if you recall, 44% of Americans in May 2017 could not even cover a $400 emergency expense. Well, it's worse now, I can guarantee you. So this is how you get paid. When you sign up, you're the president of your company. You own it's your own business now. No one can fire you. No one can lay you off. Nothing. It's completely 100% up to you how you want to do this, if you want to do it. So, as the president, you've got two teams. Just imagine it like a House and a Senate. And you want to fill those teams with people that are both going to work for you, but they don't work for each other. Okay, so you got team one here. You're going to sign up your friend Bob, and then Bob's going to sign up his two friends, and that's going to earn you points. Every time you sign someone up, you get 50 to 150 points. 1 point equals $1, so don't worry, this isn't confusing. There's no math, unless one times one is hard for you. And you do the same on the other side. And as they're working, and these guys are working, and you're working to continue to build these teams, once you get to 500 points on each side, both teams, left and right, you get a $500 check. I have made $23,000 with the company in 3 years. That might not seem like a lot, but it is a lot because they buy my gold and silver for me, and they pay my bills. So it's gone up exponentially each year. So I made only, I think, like $2,000 in the first year. So that tells you something. If I made $2,000 in the first year, but I've made $23,000 in 3 years, well, then you know that I'm made a lot more in the last 2 years than the first year. So it just keeps working for you. It keeps you going. So yeah. Anything else? Oh yeah, and there's other ways to earn than just signing people up. You sign people up with memberships, or when they renew each year, that earns you those points again. Those autosaver monthly collectible coins, those earn you points. There's other coins that you can see in the back office that are worth points. That helps you get towards your income as well. So you can earn 500 a week. You can rank up to earn 1,000, 2,000, 3,500. If you don't think people aren't making this, I can tell you that there's a gal that's 18 that is making this right now, $3,500 a week. It's all about how hard you want to work. It's not some kind of people think it's going to work for you. That's why people get turned off. They think it's just going to work for you, that you're just going to sign up and you're going to make all this money just because you signed up. It's a job still, you guys. You have to work to make money. I may not be making $3,500 a week, but I make at least $1,000 a month, and that's great for me. I'm pretty soon going to hopefully be making $2,000 a month. That's okay that it's not $2,000 a week. It's helping me. They now have the ability for people, because they're hitting this so hard, doing well, to get up to $12,500 a week. That tells you this business is doing well with gold and silver, that it's not going anywhere. It's not a face cream. It's not a shake. That even if you bought a bunch of this stuff and put it in your garage, it's not going to expire. It's only going to be worth more. And so right now the dollar is still relevant. Gold and silver is still relevant. We shouldn't wait until all that's relevant is having food and shelter and we're living in survival mode. Maybe we don't ever have to live like that if we do this the smart way. So lots of other member benefits. Tax write-offs, huge tax write-offs for this. I wouldn't tax write off everything, because then you're telling the IRS everything that you own. But the collectibles are the best tax write-off because they don't consider it gold and silver. They consider it as collectible. We have health care. You have now health insurance. You get the dealer direct pricing, limited rare coins, the travel. Hello, my headphones keep turning off. I better cut this off. I didn't. Must have pulled the plug out or something. All right, I think you guys can hear me again. Jeez Louise. Okay, anyway, we got the auto ship. We've got the travel, which is now food, airplane, hotel, all that. So, and health insurance, IRA, and write-offs. That should be enough. That should all be enough. But just a dealer direct pricing is actually enough to save you. So, anyway, lots of benefits. You can't sign up at this one anymore. This one's gone, so pretend that's gone, because we found that everybody was just signing up at the standard or the premium. So 2 ways to sign up. This pays for your whole year membership, so does this one. But it also pays for all your monthly 12 technology credits. That's your monthly payment for your website fees and education. Here it only pays for 3 months. But like I said, people only buy in at one or the other. Mostly people don't buy in at this middle one. So we took it out. Just checking my sound. Okay, and then you get travel savings, you get the direct pricing, the training, you'll get silver MS70 variety, which means it's rare. You'll get a bullion coin, you'll get business cards, and wealth strategy books, which is basically a book that helps you talk to people like I'm doing right now. Just walks you right through it the way I'm doing right now. And then access to exclusive low mintage collectibles. And then over here, you're going to get a gem uncirculated coin, which means it's not MS70. It's somewhere around 64 to 66. So it's not worth as much as this. Its value isn't as much as this variety coin. You don't get the bullion, but you can start buying, basically. And you will get some travel savings. So 2 ways to sign up. Do it. So ask yourself, how would it feel to know that you had control over your financial future? And I mean it. This is how you can help your financial future, whether you earn money with the income or not. You got gold and silver to protect your wealth and your assets. What could you do with an extra $500 to $1,000 a month? Like I said, I'm getting $1,000 a month, sometimes more. That helps me significantly. And how would your life be different if you had more time to do what you love? Your time is your wealth, you guys. These W2 linear jobs, they're not the best for you. Okay, you're not going to get a high enough raise in 5 years to cover the inflation we're really going to see happen. So please don't wait. I'm doing this because I love you guys. I don't want you to wait any longer. The time is now. So my question is, will you join me in this mission to change the world? So let's do this. Let's get you signed up and go in today. I just wanted to show you the statistics real quick. The average associate in 14 months has earned from $0, of course, because some people don't do anything, to $46,875. So somebody who's only signed up 2 people in 14 months has made $46,800. That's their potential that you could do. So that's a pretty big deal. Copper, which means they've not only signed up 2 people, but they've gotten those 2 people to sign up 2 people. They've made anywhere from only $500 up to almost $100,000. That actually, and then they would have had to sign up 4 people total. So you have to personally sign up 4 people total to be a copper, and then you got to get 2 of those people to be associate. That's not much to sign up 4 people and to make $100,000 in 15 months. I mean, that's not the average, but that's the range of income. Bronze means you signed up 3 people and you've got one of them to get 2 people to get 2 people. Anyway, they've oddly not made as much. The bronze is, I don't know, it's really weird. They've made more on this end. They've made at least $10,000 in 17 months, but only as high as $36,000 in the career of this company. Really interesting how that is. And then they don't have gold stats yet because we have gold now. We do have gold members. They're going to come out with a new, what do you call this? It's not a PDF. It's a PowerPoint. Anyway, because we'll have the statistics on this now, but so for the silvers, we've seen 71,000 to 115,000 in 19 months. So even it seems like coppers are really pounding it out there, making as much as $800,000 in 15 months. So you make money by signing people up. Yes, just real quick, I'll go back over it. You make money by signing people up. Also, there's renewals when they sign up again every year. The monthly autosaver helps you earn income. Some of these coin sales that we have in retail and rare stuff, that helps you earn income as well. And also when you're downline, the people you sign up, when they sign people up, you earn that income off as well. And there's no percentage. So like Doc Michael has signed up with me. If he signs somebody up and he gets 150 points, so do I. I also get 150 points for that. So your team helps you 100%. You don't have to do any math to figure that out. So anyway, that's what I just want to ask you guys to consider joining up with me. But even if you don't want to buy in with my company and you have questions about gold and silver, I will answer them because everyone has the right to understand how gold and silver works and if it would work for them. And I'll tell you, you can buy from AppMex, you can buy from JM Bullion, you can go to Scottsdale Mint, you can go to Sunshine Mint. I don't care who you buy from. If you want to ask me questions, you can ask me questions, and you can email me at ladyliberty@countermail.com. Because I'm not going to not answer your questions just because you're not sure if you want to sign up with my company or not. I think you do better to sign up with my company, but of course that's why I'm here telling you. But I'm not going to ignore you. If you still have questions, I would be happy to help you. So with that being said, there's not much else to say except for I really do hope that we'll get more people on board and understand why we're here doing this, that we're here to help you. And I'm not the only one. There's other people in the chat can give you their links to their websites. Like I said, it all helps me in the end anyway, which helps you, which is all we want to do. We want to help you. We want to be a family. Consider joining the Discord, because the Discord is really where we come together and chat and have fun, conversation, and enjoy each other and help each other, boost each other, and pray for each other, share research with each other. It's a really awesome community. And sorry about the headphones dying. I'll make sure they're plugged in before I go live with NPC later on today. And with that, I guess I'll just close out with a song and wish you guys peace and love of the Lord until 4 p.m. my time. It's 11:15 right now. At 4 p.m. my time, going live with NPC to talk about the movie The Silence and A Quiet Place. So both similar movies with very interesting information. Yeah, so with that being said, I love you guys. Peace, and I'll see you in 4.5 short hours. God bless.
You told me not to trust anyone. I'm sorry. Those were his last words.
Yeah, Name and Line Productions, Destiny Lab Collabo, CeeLo's Beat, Stress Studios 24/7. Let's get 'em.
Some people flee and some people fight. There's some that will stand, defend what is right. There's others who run, cower and hide. Despite all the evidence that's been supplied, there's a war over truth, the greatest divide. There's a line in the sand, now where will you side? There's no reason to fear, with Christ on our side. The wide or the narrow path, time to decide.
Call themselves gods and erected the Stark Tower, but now their brightest moment shall become their darkest hour. They wanted people to kneel and cower like they got the power, but my God got the power higher than the highest tower. They shall crumble and cower like the Tower of Babel. My God owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. They can rattle and tattle. The Holy Spirit will still overshadow like the day of Pentecost or Aslan in the last battle.
One God, one Christ, God in the flesh, man. Sent from above, second down, I'm the cleansed man. Trample the serpent, flooded the earth, destroyed and purged all the blood from the Nephilim curse. At the moment, Noah first step foot on the dirt. It began all again toward Babylon's birth. For a time it emerges, even in church, to divert mankind, so we must be alert. There's a struggle deep inside, a spiritual fight, a battle for souls between darkness and light. Deep inside every one of us and all of our lives, sin is grinding like sleight of hand to mesmerize, but we're wise to the plan and schemes that they devise. Nothing's new, recognize it's the same disguise. Evil fallen ones wearing new skins and hides. We deny them through Christ, access denied.
Trying to set free all of these captive borders. Read your Bible, that's the captain's orders. Got the mind of Christ, that's the captain's quarters. Now you're safe within the captain's borders. My God's plan sit higher than Spider-Man. Rip the scales off of the Leviathan. You can call the lizard man, the entire Hydra clan. My God will still expire them. We're a little sharper than a two-edged sword, a proton blast by Iron Man.
No throne. There is no version of this where you